She's back for another season. She's brought music, a new label, a new man, and a restaurant. Let's talk about it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Season 3, episode 1 of K Michelle My Life. Kay has a lot of different stuff going on, a lot of irons in the fire. She is back in Atlanta. She's moved from LA. She's back to Atlanta. Jonathan has actually followed her. So those two, as long as Kay and Jonathan are together, Kay is cool. Because when nobody else is actually got her back, Jonathan has her back. So I like to see them two together, and he has followed her to Atlanta. She's on tour. Like I said, she has new music. She has a new label of her own that she's working on. She's opening up a restaurant, and it was giving candy and Todd teas. It ain't open on time. On this episode, we got to see that she's behind. Um, she was supposed to have a grand opening in like 72 hours, and they're like, we're not going to be done. I was like, oh, that is so ugly and embarrassing. Um, she actually met up with Trina later on in the program, and Trina, that Trina always looks really, really nice. She does. She keeps herself really good. Her stage persona is always on, and her just as a woman, Trina is one of them bitches that I think like you probably never see her even in the hood off. Like she's probably always on. There's actually a girl who lives around me who everybody knows, Dee Dee. Um, Dee Dee is bad. She's just bad. She's that girl. She always was that girl. I've never seen Dee Dee not done. And I mean, she's older than me. Dee Dee's probably 10 or 12 years older than me. I've never one time ever seen Dee Dee Dean not done. Clothes always on point, hair always on point. Very, very sweet person. She not, no type of stuck up person. She's a really nice person. But her persona, Dee's just old sharp bitch. That's just who she is. And that's the persona that Trina reminds me of. I always compare her to her because you just never see her off. I mean, her grocery store look is just as fierce as some people's fucking going out look. Love me a girl like that. But anyway, Trina was going into with K Michelle how important it is to take some time for yourself and take some time off so that you don't burn out because she has so many different things going on. So that was very interesting to see and very good to hear her say. We met really shortly a girl named Melicia, which is also a friend of Kay's from Memphis. Didn't go into too much detail about her, but I think we're going to run into her again throughout the season. She kind of talked about, that she was a party girl. You can see she was like partying and getting drunk. So that's going to be very interesting. We saw Mrs. Pate, which is Kimberly Kay's mother, and her sister. They had actually come to Atlanta for her Atlanta show. Kay's in, she has a confessional look that she was in all throughout the show. Silver beaded fringe top and short skirt. Her hair was black, had it behind her ears. She looked really, really good, really cute shoes on. Everything was all plush and white. So, I was down. I was in. It was cute. But her mom was there and her sister was there and they were toasting and her mom was telling her how proud she was of her and how she actually had some questions about, her going into the business early on, but look at all that she's accomplished and all of that. So that was real nice. It was a good first show. Wasn't a whole lot of drama. The one thing that was the biggest piece of drama was P. London, which I like her and Kay's chemistry together as well. Some mess had went down on the internet, and it's always, we people say the internet is the devil. Um, I don't believe that, but I believe that things do get all messed up sometimes. But P. London, there was some situation where some rapper had made a comment, and you know how there's that thing where people do when some it could be a sandwich and they don't like the way it looks, they'll say, "Oh, that's so gay." You know when people were doing that, sort of doing that stupid stuff, or "Ooh, and no homo," and all of that dumb shit. Well, there was something that the rapper had done, but he attached Jonathan's picture to it and made a meme, and it was given "That's so gay." And where there was like a bullying and a fighting back and forth all over the internet that went on supposedly for like months. But where the problem came in is that somewhere along the lines of this, P. London actually clicked on to the rapper's meme. She retweeted it and she clicked like. This is why I tell people all the time, stop fucking liking shit and don't know exactly what it is. Don't jump in the middle of nobody's argument and click a like and laugh at that shit and you don't know what's really going on, because sometimes it really runs you into a problem. Well, it ended up creating a whole big problem. She literally was blindsided. She didn't really understand. And Kay was explaining, like she came in and she kind of explained it, and they were able to contain it before it got too far out, because this was an actual mistake, and Jonathan was very upset and very hurt by it. But then once they got the chance to talk, realized she didn't even realize what she had done. She didn't realize that that was hurtful to him. She didn't realize that she was just clueless. She is a country girl, and she was clueless. She didn't even feel as though she was being derogatory to the LGBTQ community or anything like that. She just literally gave it no thought. And these things do happen. They do happen, and a lot of times, us being LGBTQ affiliated, we a lot of times don't have any. It's not that we're so touchy. We don't fucking have the patience for it. We don't have the patience for it. It's just the same thing. And I know y'all gonna jump down in them comments. We say it's not the same thing as being black, but sometimes that shit do cross like that, where there are people who are white and other races that sometimes they just are oblivious to the fact that they've been that hurtful when they've said something that was off color, because in their world it's not that off color. And if not, and if given the opportunity, they would really apologize and say, I'm sorry, I just didn't even realize it. But a lot of times as black people, we don't even give them the chance. It's like, fuck you, you knew this stuff either. Same thing with the gay versus hetero situation. Every episode is different. Every situation is a singular situation, and if you can, you should give it a chance to see exactly what all sides of it is, because everybody isn't just trying to be hurtful. A lot of times people are trying to be hurtful, and a lot of times people really just don't give a fuck. I mean, it's happened to me. I have a godchild who, I mean, I was very close with my godchild, so it's crazy to me for my godchild to post, something that was really homophobic, and we ran into that. He did. He posted something very homophobic, and I asked him about it, and he says, "Oh, goddamn, I didn't mean you," and I'm like, "Okay, but just slow down a minute, because no, you didn't have me in mind, but you knew you were being offensive." But again, you didn't have me in mind. It had to do with drag and some other things. I'm like, I understand that, but you have to be a little more cognizant of it, because that is me. When you talk about the LGBT community, I am the community. I'm part of that community. So even though you don't have me personally in mind, when you talk about them, you're talking about me, honey. When you offend them, you're offending me. So it was no big deal. We moved past it, because it was real ignorant. The shit he posted was real ignorant. And I was fine. I was over it. It was what it was. After that, my godchild has actually posted more things like that. He literally constantly posts stuff like that. So We won't need to have that conversation anymore. There's no need to have the conversation. You're okay with what you're posting, and fuck it, it is what it is. And Goddad will not step in when the LGBT community gets at his ass on Facebook and this shit be blowing up and people be giving fuck you motherfucker. His Goddad don't say anything because I'm not going to protect you because you were being ignorant. And you obviously don't give a fuck. Now I just block it out. I try not to take it personally because he is my godson, just ignorant motherfucker. That it just is what it is. But like I said, whenever that shit does come back and it bites him in his ass, and then he gets the negative, no, I'm not going to stand up for you, and don't use me as an example of how you're really okay with gay people because no, you're not. See how it works both ways. But anyway, let's all try to, when we can, tolerate each other and be a little understanding with each other. We can. Or just be an asshole and then just deal with whatever it is when it comes your way. And it will. And it will. Yep. Black people ain't taking no shit and gay people ain't taking none either. Anyway, but they got that all straightened out. They hugged it out and it was cool. And I was glad to see that. So I was glad that that had a happy ending because it could have really went a whole different way. It would have been a whole friendship destroyed about nothing really. But anyway, that was pretty good. First episode. Of course, there'll be some drama down the line because it's K. It wouldn't be K if it didn't have drama. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.